administrators of our demands. To give you guys that update, we have Daniel Weiner from the History Department.
Yo sé que estamos comenzando, nada más. Hello, everyone. El barco está saliendo. I haven't started talking yet.
Step away from the other mic, yeah.
That's because I'm not talking. I want to read a short statement signed by the Chancellor of the University of California, San Diego, and David Richardson, co-chair of the Black Student Union, dated March 4th. 2010. The statement reads, this is a statement signed by Chancellor Marianne Fox and co-signed by David Richardson, co-chair of the Black Student Union, dated March 4th, 2010. UC San Diego agrees to carry out the initiatives stated in the document dated March 4th, 2010, entitled UC San Diego Administrative Commitments to Improve Campus Climate, and as discussed throughout this week in the meetings of March 1st and March 4th, we agree that additional changes will be made by mutual agreement to reflect the discussion that occurred today. This reflects the common goals presented by the Black Student Union regarding campus climate. So I'm going to say two things quickly, and then I'm going to introduce the next person. The first thing I want to do is to say thank you to all of the allies that have come out over the course of the last 3 weeks. The mass action, the rallies, the protests, the demonstrations, the rejection of the racist bullshit that people here have been suggesting has focused the eyes of the United States on UC San Diego. That is our responsibility. That means that we need to begin the process of fusing the victory won by the Black Student Union, MECHA, the MSA, the Filipino students, the allies, all of those organizations together. We need NESA. We need to focus that energy. We need to fuse it. We need to take the strategic crack that opened around the issue of racial justice and broaden it not simply to a demand for the liberation of people irrespective of their gender or their background, but we need to begin to bring this into the class contradiction of access to higher education. Yep. We need everybody to do that. So I want to say two things and then I'm going to leave. The first is that on Monday at 7:30, we'll have a meeting in the Cross Cultural Center for the purpose of figuring out how to translate the victory won today into a sustained mobilization for ongoing transformative change and justice. 7:30 Monday. The second thing I want to say is to everybody born after 1987, when I was a young person, we had the FMLN fighting for the revolution in Nicaragua. We had the African National Congress and the Pan-African Congress fighting for the liberation of Azania. We had the sustained activity of the Cuban Revolution, the uprising, the first intifada of the Palestinian people. Takbir Palestine Arabia. But I want to say that the young people today have not known what we have today. They've not known victory. And I want all of those who are older than 20 to salute the courage, the dedication, and the spirit of those who have fought without understanding that victory can be possible. Because that's a very important lesson to learn. When you win, you can fight for a lifetime. I want everyone to know that today we won together, collectively as a university. But with victory comes responsibility. We now have the responsibility to do as they said in Chile, imponen la verdad. So I'm going to end by saying that the next person who's going to speak is one of my heroes. I've been working here a number of years, and I never could have dreamed that this would have taken place. And I want to salute this young woman who is truly a masterful mind, a person who's been one step ahead of the opposition at every juncture, who's been absolute clarity, absolute wisdom, absolute force, absolute fierceness, absolute kindness, absolute strategic guidance. One of our leaders, one of our warriors, one of our symbols, one of our best shining examples of what all of us together could become. Fanan, the pleasure.
Thank you, Professor Widener, for that beautiful introduction. He got me. I was already nervous, and now I'm like emotional nervous, and so this is going to be a lot harder to get through. I think that today is a beautiful day. Like seeing you all and all your faces is just so beautiful right now. Very similar to how beautiful we looked on Wednesday when we walked out of that teach-in. But I kind of just wanted to touch upon the fact that, you know, these past 2 weeks we've been talking about campus climate, and I want to connect that to the concept of accessibility and affordability of higher education. And, you know, when we get here, we need to feel comfortable here, right? And these budget cuts and these fee increases are not really making that happen. One of the things I wanted to touch on was the departments and the programs that validate me and validate my people are being highly put at risk through these budget cuts. Yeah. And in the meeting today, they were trying to tell me that, you know, ethnic studies and critical gender studies and African American studies and the CLAW program don't work towards diversity more than other programs do. And I was just
Bullshit!
yeah, I think that's complete bullshit.
Make them take a class!
Right? I think administration needs to take an ethnic studies class for sure. But I think people need to understand that there's a larger issue behind all of this, you know? Like, we do need to be validated in the work that we do in academia, and I don't think that they're prioritizing that at all at this university and throughout the UC system. And that the experiences and perspectives of people is being washed away through these cuts and through these fee increases. But I definitely think that when we stand in solidarity and when we all work together to make these changes does happen. And yeah, they were like taking pictures of us signing documents in there. Because this is historic. You know, this university hasn't made actions in so long, and it's sad that, you know, a situation as bad as what happened 2 weeks ago and what's happened in these past 2 weeks had to happen in order for them to open up their eyes to the reality that is this university. I also wanted to talk about, if this is okay, I'm just going on and on, but I also want to talk about what it means to be historically underrepresented on this campus. I want to talk about, you know, I come here to be a student, but the reality is I'm not a student first, I'm an activist first. You know, and I think the university really needs to understand that, you know, I come here to be a student, not for, you know, of course, you know, through the love for my community, I'm going to continue to fight for my community and for them to have